Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching and welcome to the English Binh Phuoc radio television station and newspaper. Following are the headlines as usual. Cultural sport and tourism post outstanding outcome. Enterprises contribute to Binh Phuoc's growth. Dong Xoài approved 3 zoning and detailed planning projects. Vietnam-Indonesia relationship to be promoted. Vietnam remains the top global peppercorn exporter. And now other detail. The Ministry of Culture, Sport and Tourism has held an online conference on reviewing talk in 2022 and conducting key work in 2023.
The Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism will assign 169 tasks by the government in 2022, accomplishing 155 and carrying out 14 on schedule. In culture, the ministry completed a project applying technology 4.0 to build key products in the sector. The ministry also sent to the government for submission to the National Assembly for approval the revised law on cinema and the amended advertising law, organized the preliminary review of 5 years of implementing the Prime Minister's decision on the development strategy of Vietnam's cultural industries to 2020 and vision to 2030, and completed a project on building the Vietnamese cultural industry to 2030. The work of building a cultural environment and grassroots cultural institutions has been implemented by all levels and sectors with many positive results. Deputy Prime Minister Vũ Đức Nam praised the entire culture, sports and tourism sector for its efforts and completion of goals and tasks in 2022, in particular organizing 10 major national events. He also asked the ministry to carry out key tasks in 2023.
Despite the challenges and difficulties posed by COVID-19, many enterprises have made great effort in contributing to socio-economic development in Binh Phuoc province.
In the context of the economy facing many difficulties, Binh Phuoc tech sector has implemented directions from provincial leaders on solutions to focus on supporting and removing difficulties facing businesses and household businesses through policies such as tax payment extensions, tax reductions, and reform of administrative procedures. The provincial tax department has created favorable conditions for taxpayers. The business community and taxpayers have stood firm and stabilized and gradually developed amid difficult conditions, fulfilling the tax obligations to the state. As a result, in 2020, domestic revenue managed by the Tax Department of Binh Phuoc Province reached over 9.7 trillion Vietnamese đồng, while in 2021 it was 12.3 trillion Vietnamese đồng, reaching 192% of the estimate assigned by the Ministry of Finance and 105% of the adjusted estimate assigned by the Provincial People's Council and the Provincial People's Committee. As of December 20th, the Binh Phuoc Tax Department had collected 14 trillion Vietnamese đồng, reaching 115% of the estimate assigned by the Ministry of Finance.
Dong Xoài City had held a meeting to approve planning projects in Tân Đồng and Tân Xuân Ward and Tiến Hưng communes.
According to the design plans, the planning project in Tân Đồng Ward covers an area of 479 hectares. On the basis of existing residential areas, the planning project will focus on the development of new residential areas and urban infrastructure works, commercial infrastructure, social infrastructures, and public space. The planning project in Tân Xuân Ward covers an area of 705 hectares. On the basis of the project adjusting and expanding general construction planning in Dong Xoài City to 2040. The Tân Xuân Ward zoning plan will arrange residential land, public land, schools, and green spaces, among others. In particular, urban and residential areas are being planned with strong connections in order to exploit and promote the potential plan, speeding up urbanization and socio-economic development in the locality.
Ladies and gentlemen, state visit to Indonesia by President Binh Phuoc is one of the very good stepping stones for relationship between the two countries. Mr. Teguh Santosa, editor-in-chief of Republic Medical newspaper, said in an interview with the Vietnam news agency.
In an interview with the Vietnam news agency, Teguh Santosa said President Phuoc's visit to Indonesia will further enhance the strong understanding among business associations, traders, and manufacturers in Indonesia and vice versa. The two economies are highly complementary. Indonesia is a member of G20 with GDP of $1.3 trillion and a population of 280 million people, while Vietnam has nearly 100 million people with its rapid growth rate. Regarding measures to promote Indonesia-Vietnam relations in the coming time, Teguh Santosa said that it is necessary for the two sides to organize many exchange programs between the press, scholars, students, and small and medium enterprises, thereby helping Vietnamese people have a better understanding about Indonesia and vice versa.
The volume of Vietnam paper exports to important markets has decreased this year, but this country has retained its top spot in the global rankings, according to the Vietnam Paper Association.
The association said in 2022, the product was at a disadvantage due to inflation and economic recession in many markets, and China's zero-COVID policy, hence a reduction in export volume. Vietnam shipped about 230,000 tons of peppercorns overseas in 2022, for more than $970 million, down 13% in quantity but up 2% in value annually. The export turnover of all spices is forecast to hit $1.5 billion. In addition to exports, Vietnamese enterprises also imported pepper from other countries, such as Brazil and Indonesia for processing, then re-export for higher value. Vietnam has an advantage over other pepper production countries such as Indonesia, Malaysia, India, Sri Lanka, and Cambodia, thanks to the EU-Vietnam Free Trade Agreement. Under the Trade Pact, the EU's import tax on Vietnamese ground pepper has been reduced from 4% to 0%. The Vietnamese industry is also highly appreciated for its processing capacity, as the proportion of processed goods currently accounts for about 30% of its total export turnover.
According to the Travel, a well-known travel site in Canada, Vietnam's Sapa in northwestern mountainous province of Lào Cai has been listed among the 10 most attractive snow-watching destinations in Asia.
The Travel says watching snowfall in Sapa is one of the interesting experiences that many tourists love to enjoy, with the mountains and valleys covered with white snow, creating a dreamy and fairy tale scenery that you cannot find anywhere else in Vietnam. It is an ideal opportunity for tourists on Sapa tours to watch the snowfall in Vietnam, the website recommended. According to the reviews of some experienced tourists, Quang Linh Sun Mountain, Heaven Gate, Silver Fall, and Batak Sat Commune are some typical places that have the largest amount of snow in Sapa. The winter to Sapa is mostly on foot, so visitors can bring many snacks to eat along the way.
And that's all for today on Binh Phuoc Radio, television station and newspaper news. Once again, thanks for watching and goodbye for now.